2. Hello, guys, and welcome to our very first ever Glam Chats. I'm here joined by 2 contestants who are going to be competing in the next edition of Mister Glamour Zimbabwe. So I'm just going to give them a little time to introduce themselves. I'm here with Trevor and Petros. I'm not sure who wants to go first.
Petros, are you willing to go first?
You can go.
We're shy all of a sudden.
I'm cool.
All right, no problem.
Hello, everyone. My name is Trevor Lamek Nita. I'm from Bulawayo. I'll be representing Bulawayo in Mister Glamour Zimbabwe. So it's good to know that you guys are now tuned in to us. So for my personal living, I'm a tourism and hospitality student.
Okay.
I like traveling, which is the most thing that I spend time doing. Maybe like viewing tourist destinations is what I like. Then my hobbies are maybe playing football during my spare time. Then going to church, visiting friends. I think that's all I can say, Trevor, is. Thank you, guys.
Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. I heard you play football as one of your hobbies, yeah?
Yes.
What team do you support?
I am a Manchester United fan.
Yes! Exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Exactly what I wanted to hear. No, don't worry. You're getting a vote from me today. Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Mr. Petros, and we're joined here by Tawanda. He'll introduce himself afterwards. If you wouldn't mind just turning on your video if you can hear us, Tawanda. And yeah, over to you, Mr. Petros.
Okay, hello Zimbabwe. I'm Petros Kunashe Makwire, a guy from Harare. I'll be presenting you in Mr. and Miss Glamour 2022. 2023, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm just an O-level graduate and I'm a waiter. Currently, I'm doing waiting at Shezan Restaurant in Biography in Harare. I'm also a fan of cooking. I'm a baker. Besides modeling, that's what I do. I love food. Food is my hobby. Though I'm not, Buffy. I'm so sick, but I love eating food. I'm a fan of food. So that's Petros Kunashe Makwire for you guys.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Oh, so you really like to bake. I'm a cook-ish, if I can say that. My baking skills aren't that, but what's your favorite thing to bake?
I love baking cakes. Cakes are the most thing because they give me like the freelance to decorate, to show my art. Rather than doing my school, stuff like that. I love cakes because they give me that thing to think out of the box.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. And it seems like we are still waiting for Tawanda. So whilst we do that, I can just proceed with the following question.
Okay.
We'll start with you, Trevor. What would being Mr. Glamour mean to you, and how would you use that to do better, not just for your community, but for the country?
Okay, Mr. Saku, thank you so much for your question. My project is since day one, I've been standing for the boy child. So starting at home or in the community, how I would use my title if I win. I think there are certain types of things which I've been working on in my project. Starting from the society, I've been looking at how boy child are being treated and how they're being taken care of. Right. So I'll start from young people, like early childhood. Then I'll move upwards. I think in Zimbabwe, boys are facing a lot of challenges. One, social challenges, physical challenges, as well as economical challenges. Stability being one of the main problems which us as boys are facing. So advocating the boy child or mentoring other men out there, right? I would say maybe we as Zimbabweans, we need to set up standards and levels on how to treat boys each year. We can make things like community fundraisings, maybe sharing of ideas on how to take care of other boys out there. Maybe let me go to social problems which are faced by boys mostly. We can look at things like social media stuff, which can lead to obviously mental health, as we are aware of our mental health. Then moving on to school boys. We are aware of that there's bullying, there's violence happening at school. Then my question is to all Zimbabweans, who is taking care of those boys? Who is taking care of men? Right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. I think it was just Tawanda that joined us. Tawanda, can you hear us?
Yes, but I'm having the problem, network problem. Saka, my network is just tripping off, but I can hear you.
All right, no problem. Would you mind then switching on your camera if you can? Just so that the people of Zimbabwe can see one of our new contestants.
Yeah, man.
Okay, let me just try to switch the camera on.
No problem. And then I think once we get that done, you can just give us a brief introduction about who Tawanda is, what Tawanda does, and what Tawanda enjoys doing in his off time.
It's okay.
And whilst we wait for that, Mr. Petros, if you
Yes,
were
sir.
to win Mr. Glam Zimbabwe, how would you want to impact the country, and what things would you be advocating for?
I didn't finish, Taku.
Oh, so sorry. It's okay. You can just quickly finish and then we'll move on to Petros.
Okay, thank you so much. So I stand to advocate boys or men child. Let's look at during adolescence, what boys face. So as boys who are being neglected, maybe at home or in the society, they can face like crime issues, ending up being in jail. I talked about things like mental health, which can lead to depression, poor esteem, poor quality, or they can maybe end up dropping out of school. Then they can as well face like many challenges that boys can face. And I, as Mr. Glamour or the campaigning boy, would like to win this title so that I can be an impact in Zimbabwe, so that our all Zimbabwean child can be given education, right to choose between what is right and wrong. So Taku, thank you so much for your question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Trevor. Over to you, Mr. Petros.
Welcome.
Well, I already won this title. It's mine. So watch out, Trevor. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
If I am to... Okay, I'm coming to Blood to get it from you guys. So watch out. So if I'm to win Mr. Glamour 2023 the crown, it has been my motto, it has been my shout out. I am an advocate for mental health in a boy child. You know what? Growing up, we are told that a man should not cry. But deep down, it is killing us as boy children, as a boy child. Even in adults, men are dying inside. Why? Because I am supposed to show the masculinity in me. I don't have to be like, if you cry, they say you're a feminine. But now the masculinity is killing me. So I am saying, as an advocate for mental health, with the crown together along, I will make sure I do campaigns in supporting, especially in schools, especially in polytechnics, in universities, every boy child school, I would make sure I go there and stand for it and tell each other that it is right not to be okay. It is right. It is okay not to be okay. Because sometimes it's causing stress, it's causing depression. At the end of the day, the esteem of a boy child is being lowered instead of raising up his esteem. And we are facing so many bullying at school, but you got no one to report to. It's better to be called you're a feminist, yet you have outed something that is troubling your heart. Your heart will be heavy, and you need someone to share those problems. So that's an advocate. And you have, as we see, some people, they are killing themselves. Why are they dying? Why are they having high levels of like suicide in men? What is happening? We are just forgetting about that. Oh. Okay. But something happened. So we have seen so many guys doing suicide. And what are we doing as a community? What are we doing as Zimbabwe? We are saying they're forgetting that we are also human beings. It's high time they even take care of a boy child, even just to give an eye, not to turn a blind ear and a blind eye to a boy child. Because growing up, like, as we could see, technology is killing most of our boy children. It's different from what we used to have long ago when we were being told that there was a thing like Padari Reva Rume, Padari Reva Koman. People would go there and they would cry there. And obviously a man would say, my family, I'm not living well with my wife, but Padari could discuss everything. But nowadays we don't have Padari. We are being our parents, social media. And social media at the end of the day is bullying us. So what am I saying? We should have, I personally, I would make sure by that time, I would make sure we would have something like a padari for our command where we could go and say our views and say everything that is affecting us as boy children. For nowadays, it's all about a girl child, forgetting that there is also a boy child out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Petros. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. So now that we've dived into the topic, I'm just going to ask each of you, so we can start off with you, Mr. Petros, since you were the last one.
Yes.
You spoke about challenges that are being faced by the boy child. You as a boy child, what are some of these social or economic issues that you have faced in your time as a boy child, and how have you overcome them?
There's this thing called peer pressure. I've so many times faced peer pressure. You know, at the end of the day, you would end up doing things that are not good. Do you know, I personally would stand and say no to drug abuse, no to alcohol abuse, no to substance abuse. For I have once been a victim to it. I've been a victim, and you know, they'll say, if you are a guy, those are social media things, like social effects. And if you don't do you know, some of us are forced to get into marriages because I'm being forced, but at your age, you are not yet married. So what kind of a man are you? And then that's when you are going to find early pregnancies. And I'm now forced to do drugs so that I would not think about what is happening. What are those words they are saying to me? Each time I think of them, I would want something that would make me feel dizzy, make me go to sleep so that I won't think about it. And there's this thing about bullying on social media. You cannot even post anything. There's always that person who has got a negative impact in your life, who is always saying shit, throwing shit. But as a guy, as a man, at the end of the day, you just have to stand firm. But deep, you'll be dying, and you'll be you know the thing, you know how it is.
Exactly.
Some of the things, you know, you cannot say I'm a baker. Being a baker, being a waiter, being a cook, that's for ladies. At the end of the day, that's my passion. That's what I'm good at. You cannot force me to go and play soccer. You cannot force me to go and be an engineer when it's not in me, For I look at everything is based on what you are talented on, what you are gifted on. For everyone was born with their gifts, holding their gifts. So it's your gift to be an engineer. It's a gift for me to be a cook. It's an engineer for me. it's a gift for me to be a baker. So those are kind of the things that I face daily. But at the end of the day, I always tell myself, I look into the mirror and I say to myself, you are unique the way you are. You are you. So be you. Don't live for people.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
And then,
Nice.
so let's go to you, Mr. Trevor. You did speak about a lot of things that we can try and to do to assist boy children. So I want you to just give us a breakdown of, what else you think we can do to help the boy child and the problems that we're facing today.
Okay, Taku, thank you so much for your question. To Petrus has mentioned a lot of them, but me now just go straight to the point and talk of maybe like implementing of tourist resorts or leisure tourist. We have a place called Sanctified Recreation. It's a swimming pool. It's located in Makokoba, where there are a lot of people or a lot of child when going to school, childhood families and all the stuff. So to have such a program in a local area can be an impact on yourself. How? It can lead to maybe less drug abuse, less children going to maybe like places of where they cannot be given a proper treatment. Then we as Zimbabwe can implement maybe the use of televisions, right? There are kids who cannot take care of themselves because they are neglected. They cannot go to school. So as Zimbabwe, why don't you open like programs, free programs for those kids? Maybe like once or twice a day, have like online TV lessons where kids can actually learn and understand cultural things. Right now, one thing I like about Zimbabwe, now we have heritage studies where kids are being taught like the culture, the nature of Zimbabwe itself. That itself is an impact to the economy, and it can lead to maybe lowering the rate of child who are being maybe abused, sort of stuff. Then the other thing that we can do as Zimbabwean, maybe like opening workshops, right? As boy child, there are many things that boys are facing just because maybe like you dress proper, then people start talking or bad mouthing about you. So somehow the use of social media on itself have an impact in pulling us through and pushing us backwards. So maybe like limiting maybe the use of social media somehow can maybe like for the children's or for young boy children's who are not maybe yet working or yet not understanding their rise of social media. So that on itself can lead to the fall of boy child being given proper rights. Then maybe let's say creating job opportunities for my ghetto youths. That thing on itself can maybe pull a lot of us, like people like Trevor, if the country is uneconomically stable, then
we see lost Mr. Trevor whilst he was giving us his empowering speech about how he can help Zimbabwean boy children. But we are about to run out of time. We'll just wait to see if he gets back. But before he does, just a more lighter question, a more funnier question for the viewers that we got. If you were going to choose to be a fruit, what fruit would you be and why?
That one is a tough one. And then if I was to be a fruit, I'd be a grape. For a grape, got so many things that I can use with the grape. If I dry grapes, I can make a fruit cake for you guys. So
no
a
problem.
delicious cake for you during Christmas season, sharing with your family. For those who love wine, if I get much water, I'll be a sweet red wine or a sweet white wine. So grape for me all the way. I'll be a vine.
Fantastic answer. Fantastic answer. Maybe after here, I might actually pop by, share Zandi, and order something to eat.
Yeah, sure, you better be there. We need to share that man you won it.
Yeah.
Are you
gonna pay for my meal? Are you gonna pay for the meal?
What's why I'll be the one to pay?
Yeah.
Come on.
No,
We'll see on the day.
I'm only joking.
We'll
I'm
see
only joking. But
okay, it's fine.
Anyway, unfortunately, hello, Mr. Tawanda. So what we're going to do is we're going to try do another session with you with the next gents because we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left of this meeting. So I'd just like to thank you guys for taking your time off the weekend to come do this Glam chat. We are very excited to have you as part of the contestants for this coming edition of the pageant. I wish all of you the best of luck and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Né?
Thank you, boss. Gotcha.
No problem. And that's our first Glam chat. Tune in tomorrow where we talk to the females about another topic and get to know our contestants. And then next week, we're going to have another one with the guys and the girls. So enjoy your weekend and thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a blessed day too.